Hey all, this is the Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough, carrying on from when we did Adventure 1, I think it was last year. I'm Harry, you're Flame.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Chris.
I'm Joe.
And we're going to go around kind of the metaphorical table a bit. Chris, what's your experience with SA2, mate?
I played it like I bought it like a year ago recently, the HD version. And yeah, that's basically my experience with it. It's a pretty good game. So.
Alright. Joey?
I played it a year ago as well. I did enjoy it. Yeah, there's quite a few creative levels, and it's good for what it is.
Right, Steve?
Well, I borrowed it off of you, and I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just say right now, this is my favourite game of all time. And I know there are problems with it, so this isn't gonna be one of these playthroughs where I just go, this game's amazing,
Yeah.
even though that's what goes through my head. This game does have problems with it, but I just love it so much.
You've got to see two sides of the coin anyway to give a full conclusion.
Yeah. This opening cutscene, I love. This is how you do an opening setup right for a game, I think, because it's not just throwing us in cold like say Colours does, but it's also not dragging on for ages because we just see this one cutscene to give you a bit of context.
The fastest thing alive, clearly that's bullshit because they caught him.
Well, yeah.
That's happened in the first place.
How did they catch you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, maybe he just didn't feel like running that day.
They just caught him when he was asleep. Like, yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Maybe Dr. Robotnik replaced his shoes with slow down sneakers. Cough Sonic Labyrinth. That was some bullshit for a plot, wasn't it? Like, the game itself is terrible, but like that is a plot, that is bad. But anyway, City Escape I think is an amazing opening level, just because of not even context, it's just like setting a scene in it.
Exactly, it throws you right into
and it's fast moving.
Yeah.
How did Sonic survive the helicopter
thing though? It's a video game.
He could survive it because it wasn't a bottomless pit.
Yeah. Like, I've never understood that kind of dynamic, you know, in games. How are pits, physically speaking, bottomless? Even if
I don't really question that, to be honest.
Like, I know, but I'm not normal, so I'm gonna question it. Right, so you've got a pit, it goes down, and it never finishes. So like, it's obviously, this is set on Earth, so it must be going through the Earth, but there's a core to the Earth, and the core to the Earth, like, is that what burns you up? Like, thinking about it. At least like with the later levels in this game, they're in space, so you see like them burn up in the atmosphere, but like when it's your Green Hill type levels or this,
it would make sense, but
I'm looking too far into shit already, aren't I?
Yeah.
Our story that we're going to now is Sonic's been kind of, well, he's wanted at the moment, and we're not really seeing why, just the GUN are after him, and it makes no sense going into it, but it will do shortly.
Yeah, I just don't want to reveal too much. I know anyway, but...
Well, to be fair, like, the game's over 15 years, well, I think it's nearly 15 years old at this point, but still. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say original the character.
Do not steal. This is a good kind of setting for an opening stage, isn't it? You think compared to classic Sonic where you'd be going through like a hilly level, whereas here we've got like a big city, we've got loads of shit going on, there's stuff.
There's a lot of attention to detail, isn't there, on those walls, like the shapes that are coming out and the way it's all set out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's all well placed.
And all like the ads and that as well, isn't it? Like,
You can see why this level was chosen for generations.
I will say I prefer City Escape in this game to Gens, but if you think about it, what other levels would you pick for Generations?
To represent
This is probably one of the best Sonic levels, to be honest.
Plus giant ass track.
Yeah. This is the beginning of what we see a lot of in this game. The kind of way GUN are really reckless with their spending. You think they've got to capture one guy, so they build a truck that destroys all the cars and that in the city.
How do they even reach the pedals?
I don't know. Like, who's driving that thing?
That thing's too big, to be honest.
Yeah.
So they should think about that. There's going to be a lot of collateral damage.
And like what we just saw there, there's a tunnel we could get under.
And how crazier can it get in Sonic
look,
Sonic
glitch.
Generations?
Where's those rings in the air?
Yeah, they're the ones that didn't quite reach me at the end, I think.
Oh, right.
It's like Sega just thought, how can we
We
make
went
this
too fast
crazier?
in a Sonic game.
Well, we make the truck go on the walls with saws and jets.
I guess you never saw that one coming, eh?
Oh yeah, with those rings,
Yeah.
you went too fast for a Sonic game. That's like when something's telling you something's going wrong.
Yeah. Went too fast, couldn't
Yeah.
keep up. Yeah. Anyway, now after sending us out that giant ass truck, they're now deciding to pull out some kind of Gundam mech at us. Like, good going,
Because
Gun.
the invincible truck is not quite as good as mechs.
To be fair, mechs are kind of cool, but still, they had a truck.
Yeah, they could have just run Sonic over.
Well, they couldn't because they built it too big for the fucking city.
To be honest, I don't really give a truck.
we're digging already, aren't we? Yeah. Like this, what you're supposed to do for this boss is you're supposed to wait for him to kind of put his feet down. Then he opens up them flaps on the top and he starts firing rockets at you, and that's when you're meant to do once he's finished up the rockets. But they've given you boxes that you can just jump off that reach the cockpit.
that's what I did basically. Just jumped on the boxes. But I had trouble when I first done it because I was like, because of the camera following you around. It's just like running around like, oh, I want to jump on this, and I over jump it. You know what I mean?
Who is this mysterious character?
It's the character that will divide the fan base once again. Like,
Did it before Sunshine.
well, yeah. But what I love is that I'm so kind of conflicted with Shadow. Like, I really, really like his character. Like in this game.
But they always consistently fuck it up, don't they? Lay it down on the line.
Well, like, I love Shadow in this game, and I love Shadow in 06, but the problem was the way they handled him in Heroes and Shadow, because they kind of... If you're going to bring a character like Shadow back, like, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but if you're going to bring him back...
Stay to the script.
Yeah, but... Well, not even that, like, if you're going to bring someone back in that situation, you've got to understand that it will be bullshit. So, try to make it just bullshit in its basic form. Don't try to make it convoluted.
Make it justifiable bullshit, basically.
Well, you don't even have to justify it, just don't overcomplicate things.
Sorry.
Because otherwise you go from a little bit of bullshit that you look past because, let's face it, it's a game about a hedgehog that runs fast, into a complete mess of bullshit. And that's the problem. But anyway, these two.
I hate the Knuckle and Roost sections.
Really?
I don't like them very much. They take too long.
It's sinking.
Yeah, its boobs are bad. Yeah, what kind of character design is she though? I mean, I don't want to think about the thoughts process that went
It's
into
another character to divide the fan base.
Well, no, I think most people do just like, even the ones who like a character or personality, that her design is
I
just.
just think she's fan art the character.
Well,
We're not delving into that, but I'm just saying.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
We're gonna basically redo what we did in SA1 and have to put the Master Emerald back together.
That's fun, right?
Yeah, I think Knuckles' stages actually went downhill from SA1. And
They did.
That's because of two things. There's the size of the stages, which won't be a problem till later on, but still.
It still was a Chaos Emerald searching for SA1, wasn't it?
Master Emerald search.
And
Yeah,
the-
and the radar. Yeah.
Just about.
I vaguely remember the city.
Radar.
There's a city with a clock in it and a fan in that he has to search for
Oh,
emeralds.
Speed Highway, yeah.
Yeah,
The at-dawn
that's it.
section, the Speed
Yeah.
Highway. I think it's a shame they didn't bring at least a little bit of that section back in Generations.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was just like Sonic quickly boosted through it, that would have been cool to see that again, but no, obviously can't have that. But yeah, the first Knuckles stage, and we get into the Knuckles raps in this game, which are amazing.
Oh god.
Made by
They're
Honey P, isn't it?
Yeah, Honeyed P.
Yeah.
Who's actually in prison right now for illegal gun ownership.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Cracked me up, there was that hashtag going around like free Honeyed P. That was luck. Yeah. What we'll say is that between the three main versions of this game, they moved around where the emeralds can spawn. So like in this one, I'm playing the Dreamcast version here. Like there's a certain number of places that you can pick 3 random ones from, or 3 ones from particular quotas or whatever. But in the HD one, they moved that. Like they could spawn in different places, and that really threw me off first time I played the HD version because like there's certain places I know to look.
Yeah.
Like if it's beeping in a certain area of the map, I sort of know where I'm looking. Whereas in HD one, like, I went to where it was beeping, I checked like usual places, and I'm like, okay, I'm stumped.
What, in the normal one it didn't change location of the pieces?
Well, no, it's like they've got a set number of places in the map that they can spawn. Like it picks 3 of those places, whereas they move where those places were in the HD one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like they'll appear
yeah.
in different places. So like when you've played this game as many times as I have, little things like that kind of throw you off a bit. Like that's not saying that I'm good at these sections in general. There are a few points where I can just be wandering around for ages like a complete idiot, but I think you're kind of used to that sort of thing with me at this point, though, aren't you? I will say I have sort of learned to edit since SA1, so...
To be honest, it did take me a fair amount of time when I was playing as Knuckles on his stage to do it, but that's because it was the first time I played it as a whole, like the game.
Yeah, I can say...
Yeah,
when
same.
people say they don't like Sonic Adventure 2, it's these kind of levels that I can see, like, even though I love the game to pieces, I can see where you're coming from. Like, because this is the antithesis of what Sonic is, isn't it? Like, you're meant to be going fast.
Pace breaker.
Yeah, you're meant to be, like, speeding through levels and then suddenly, now you got to find things.
I don't actually mind these levels.
They're all
It's kind of fun to just fly about as Knuckles and stuff and just walk about.
Definitely prefer these levels in SA1 than to this.
Yeah, the thing with the radar is that this one, it only shows you the radar, like the beeping and that, for one of the pieces at a time. Whereas in SA1, like if you were near one, like say the 3rd one, it'd beep
was
still.
conjoined with it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so it'd like beep no matter which one you were looking at.
I remember that,
This it only shows you one at a time, so you can spend time just like blatantly walking past one that's right next to you.
The
that
funny
you think
thing
doesn't
was,
tell you about.
when I was playing SA2, which was like a year ago, and I can remember when I was playing SA1, but I remember actually being better at the treasure hunting when I was like 5 or 6 playing SA1 than when I was like a year ago.
Yeah. That's the thing though, isn't it? Like when you're a kid, you're so much better at games.
Exactly, that happens for a lot of people.
I think what it probably is that we get into kind of habits when we're playing games, don't we? So like you kind of, if something goes outside of that norm, you stop and think. Whereas when you're a kid, you just try everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like our kids' selves are just looking at, we're going to grow up to be right dumbasses, aren't we?
Yeah. Also, you're still going to be playing this game you're playing as a 3-year-old in 10, 20 years time.
Your future's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be great for a while, suck for a bit, be great for a little while, then go back to being shit, eh?